Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Oh, so as a part of our Bhagavad Gita studies, we were going through Gita Dhyanam as a stepping stone. It's a piece of Stotra or Dhyana having 9 slokas, and in our last sitting, from a distance we had seen the 9th, that is the last shloka. The shloka is Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvandi Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayandiyam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyandiyam Yogino Yasyandam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvandi Divyai Stavaihi. Yam, whom great devatas like Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, and Marut. Marut is a set of devatas. In total, there are 49 devatas within the Marut Gana itself. So all these devatas, Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Marut, so all these devatas, Stunvanti, Divyaihi Stavaihi. Stunvanti means are praising. How? Divyaihi Stavaihi. Divyam is something connected with the celestial world, the higher world. Or Divyam may also mean that which is giving effulgence. So here, as it is hymns are referred here, we can take it as to mean celestial hymns. So with the help of many celestial hymns, devatas like Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Maruda, all these devatas are praising. Whom do they praise? Then it is said, Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayandi Yam Samagaha. Gayandi, singing. Yam, whom, Samagaha, those who are chanting Vedas, singing Vedas. So, experts in singing Vedas. They are chanting, they are praising the glory of His glory, they are singing. Whose glory? Whom they are glorifying? How? Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi. Sangha means with all angas. Angas are parts. Parts in the Veda are Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. These are the four parts in the Vedas. So Sangha means with all these parts. Padakramopanishadaihi. With all padas, with all mantras, up to Upanishads. Upanishad is the last part of Veda. So from beginning to end, with all these parts, whom do these samagas are praising? Then it is said, Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa pashyandiyam yoginaha. Whom does the yogi see? How? Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa. With their mind, with their intellect. Which intellect? Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa. With that mind which is well established in dhyana, and tadgatena, unified with that. With such minds, whom does the yogi see? Yasyandam na vidusura suragana. All the set of devatas and asuras, they do not know the glory of or the end of that great being. Yasya, whose? Yasya means whose. Antam, the end. Na viduhu. Na viduhu means does not know. Whose greatness? Even the devatas does not know. Tasmai devaya namaha. Tasmai devaya namaha. My prostration is unto that deva. See? This is the last shloka. Here, if we go to explain this, it will take hours and hours. But let us see the important points in this dhyana. The first is devatas are praising, and samagas also are praising. But they are not seeing, they are not realizing. So with their intellect, they do know there is a higher reality. And with that knowledge, they are praising. With celestial hymns, they are praising. Or with the Vedic mantras, they are praising. But they are not realizing. Then who are realizing? Dhyanavasthita tadgateno manasa pashyandiyam yoginaha. Yogis are realizing. Because they are well established in dhyana. One pointed concentration. And with that, tadgatena manasa, their mind, individual mind is unified with that. So they are well established in yoga. unification. So that knowledge, that realization of oneness is there, and therefore they are seeing. The others are praising. Devatas are praising. Samagas are praising. Of course, we must praise. But those yogis who attain that highest state which we call dhyana, and as a result of that, has got that unification with that feeling or that realization of oneness, they are seeing. So unto that ultimate reality, to that ultimate effulgence, Devaya, Namaha, prostrations. Our prostrations are before that great effulgence. So here, what is that? It is not mentioned here. Simply Deva is mentioned. One who is giving existence to all, one who is giving effulgence to all, because of whom everything else exists. He is Deva. So that is the subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. That is the subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. So it is referred here, it is mentioned here, but no explanation is given. And our inquiring mind is taken to a sublime height, and it is taught that only through dhyana you will realize this. Of course, you can praise with Veda mantras, we can praise with celestial hymns, we can praise, but only through dhyana we will realize. So to that sublimity of dhyana, this shloka takes us. And with that keeping in mind, we can enter into the study of Bhagavad Gita. So, before starting this Gita Dhyanam, we had an introduction, so I'm not going to go again into that. And when we travel through Gita, shloka by shloka, we will get more and more introduced into the inner arenas of Gita. So we can start that. So the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is the 25th chapter of Bhishma Parva that we had seen. Here, this chapter and the Bhagavad Gita begins with the question of Dhritarashtra. So as we have seen, the divine vision was given to Sanjaya, And Sanjaya could see all the happenings in the Kurukshetra. But as per the contract, he didn't explain everything to Dhritarashtra. On the 10th day, when the great Bhishma fell down, then Sanjaya came running and he addressed Dhritarashtra and said, Bhishma has fallen. It was then Dhritarashtra started asking, Oh Sanjaya, you explained from the very beginning what happened. With that question, Bhagavad Gita starts. See, the first shloka is Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samavetayu mamaka pandavaschaiva kima kurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samavetayu mamaka pandavaschaiva kima kurvata Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra uvacha. Gita begins with the question of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Uvacha means said or asked. So Dhritarashtra asked, Dharma kshetre, Kurukshetre, samavetaha, yuyutsavaha, mamakaha, pandavaha, cha eva kim akurvata Sanjaya. Sanjaya, oh Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra is calling by the name O Sanjaya. He is the minister of Dhritarashtra. O Sanjaya. Dharma kshetre. Dharma kshetre means within the Dharma kshetra. Kurukshetre, within the Kurukshetra. Samavetaha, those who are assembled. Samavetaha, those who are assembled. Yuyutsavaha, desirous of fighting or wishing to fight. Mamakaha, my people. Pandavaha, Pandu's people. Cha, and Kim, what? Akurvata, did. Akurvata, did. So the question is, oh Sanjaya, tell me, my people and Pandu's people assembled in the Kurukshetra battlefield, what did they do? This is the question. So why such a question? Because he knows, Dhritarashtra very well knows battle is happening there. And this is the 10th day. This is the 10th day. So since 10 days, they are battling there. Battle is happening there. Then why did he ask such a question? The answer is he is asking Sanjaya to explain from the very beginning. Because Samavetaha, it is said here Samavetaha, those who are assembled and they are Yuyutsavaha, desirous of fighting. So getting assembled at a battlefield, desirous of fighting means it is the first step, it is the beginning of the war. Before starting the war. So Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya to explain, to narrate from the very beginning. You came and said Bhishma has fallen. What is this? You please do explain what happened from the very beginning. You narrate that. Here Bhagavad Gita starts with the word Dharma Kshetre. Dharma is the first word used in the Bhagavad Gita. Dharma. The subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is moksha. Ultimate freedom from all bondages and ignorance. But what is the path to that? The path to that is dharma, performing one's dharma. We have to follow our own dharma. It differs, of course, from person to person. But observing our own dharma is the first prerequisite to go forward in the path of realization. So dharma is most important. And the first word of the Bhagavad Gita is dharma. Dharma kshetre. Kshetra means field. So dharma kshetra can be translated as the field of dharma. So by that, Kurukshetra is meant. Kurukshetra is the dharma kshetra here. Kurukshetra is the place where Mahabharata war happened. It was the field selected by both the groups. That is the style of war. Those who are going to engage in battle will find out a place and there is no strife, they will not kill. But after entering the battlefield, they will start fighting. Again, there will be times of rest. At such times, they will not fight. So that was the code of conduct. So both these groups, that is Pandavas and Dhartarashtras, they selected this Kurukshetra as the battlefield. It's an ideal battlefield. Even now, we can go and see a plain land, vast area of land, without mountains, but with many water reservoirs, huge water tanks, ponds. Big, great lakes like Brahma Sarovara. Sannihita Turtha, all are there. Jyotisar. So ideal place for a match. So Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. Why it is Dharma Kshetra? Because it was there, the Mahabharata war was conducted, and it was to re-establish Dharma. To establish Dharma, the two groups came and fought. And therefore, it is called Dharma Kshetra. There is another inner meanings also. One, it is mentioned in the Mahabharata that the great emperor Kuru, by whose name the Kuru Vamsha is known, he went to this place. In the early days, he went to this place and to reap dharma, or to reap great virtues. He cultivated. He plowed the land. And it was to reap dharma. It's a symbolic representation, because to have prosperity in the country, we have to go for cultivation. It is the very basic thing. And the emperor himself started that. So from then onwards, the land is known by the name Kurukshetra and Dharmakshetra. That's another reason. And from time immemorial, we cannot say from when, Kurukshetra is considered as a place of that much holiness. It is considered as a great earth. Even in the Upanishads, it is said, Kurukshetram vai devanam devayajanam sarvesham bhutanam brahmasat. Kurukshetram vai devanam devayajanam sarvesham bhutanam brahmasat. The meaning is, Kurukshetra is a place where even devatas will come and perform deva yajnas. And it is a place for all bhutas, all beings, to reach the Brahmaloka, the world of Brahma. So that means Kurukshetra was a great tirtha, holy place. And even now it is considered as a great holy place. In the Itihasas and Puranas, we can see people going in large numbers to Kurukshetra, and they will have bath in the waters of Brahma Sarovara after eclipse, both solar and lunar eclipse, to purify themselves. people used to go to Kurukshetra. Why? Because that land is considered that much holy. When Parashurama had much repentance with it, and he wanted to purify himself. He went to Kurukshetra and had bath in the Sannihita Tirtha. So all this shows the greatness of Kurukshetra. So here also it is said Kurukshetra is Dharmakshetra. So Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, that means in the Kurukshetra, which is a Dharmakshetra, what happened? Samavetaha, assembled, those who are assembled. Who are they? And for what they have assembled? They are Mamakaha Pandavaha. This is the beginning of, this is the starting point of all battles. Mamakaha and non-Mamakaha. My people and the others. This mine and not mine is the starting point of all battles. We are divided. We are divided. This is my wife, my husband, my this, my that. After some times, see, this my will change. This is my wife. After some days, this is my ex-wife. Or this is my husband. After some days, this is my ex-husband. And ex will come. So that is about my. But still we are having this. When there is my, of course there will be the non-mice. Mamakaha, Pandavaha. Physically, Dhritarashtra was blind. But mentally also he was blind. Dhritarashtra knew everything. All the Shastras. All the Shastras. He knew with him. The do's and don'ts of life. Dhritarashtra knew very well more than anybody else. But because of that blindness, mental blindness, he committed all mistakes. Always he supported Duryodhana. Why? He is my son, he is my son. Always Sanjaya used to advise him. Oh king, this is not right, this is not right. But that never endured that deaf ears. So Mamakaha and Pandavaha, my people and Pandavas and their people. So both these armies are assembled here, desirous of fighting, Yuvitsavaha. So what did they do? You explained from the very beginning, you narrated. Kim Akurvata. Akurvata, is the past tense of kru, kru karane. So this is the first shloka of Bhagavad. So this starts with the beginning with the word dharma, and the Gita starts with the question of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is one who is holding the Rashtra and having all knowledge within, but he is blind. Even after having all knowledge, because of his blindness, he is committing all mistakes. He knows what should be done, but he is doing just the opposite. So with the question of such a man, Gita is beginning. And of course, first word is dharma. This is the question of Dhritarashtra, and this is the only instance where Dhritarashtra is coming directly. Only one shloka. Now after this Gita and some other parts, Dhritarashtra will come again. But that is after the Bhagavad Gita portion. Now till the end, we will not see Dhritarashtra. So as a reply to the Dhritarashtra's question, Sanjaya starts. That we can see in our next sitting. This is the background of Bhagavad Gita. To whom Gita is taught, practically how Gita is related to our own life, how we should learn Gita, what should be our approach while studying Gita, all these subjects are well explained in the first chapter. So only after studying this first chapter very well, we can enter into the real study of Bhagavad Gita. Because the teaching of Gita begins with the second chapter. That is the 11th shloka of second chapter. Up to that point, Bhagavan Vedavyasa is making a background, a field for giving this highest teaching. So, this chapter, that is up to the 10th shloka of the second chapter, with this view in mind, we will study, and much explanation is not required here. We will try to understand the shloka meaning and other aspects. Detailed study, we will begin with this 11th shloka of second chapter. After that, we can go taking shloka after shloka. That we can do in our next sitting. Namaste. So if you want to ask anything, you can ask, please.
Namaste, Swamiji. The first question by Dr. Kamalaji.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste, namaste.
Swamiji, just will you please explain the 18th sloka of the fourth chapter? Karmanya karman.
We will take this, but after how many years, I don't know.
That's why.
So, and there are some shlokas in Bhagavad Gita which are carrying the essence of Vedanta. Such is this sloka also. Karmanya akarmaya pashyet akarmani cha karmaya. Sa buddhiman manusyeshu sa yukta kritsna karma. Karmanya akarmaya pashyet. Yaha, one who pashyed, do, see, but karmani, within karma, akarma, absence of karma. Karma is activity. So in the midst of activity, one who is seeing after inactivity and akarmani cha karmaya. Akarmani, in inactivity, one who is seeing activity. Sabuddhiman manusyeshu. He is the most intelligent among all human beings. Yuktaha. He is well established with it. Having steadfastness. One with a perfect or perfectly controlled intellect. Yuktaha. Kritsna karma krit. Kritsna karma. One who has fulfilled all the duties, all the karmas. Kritsna karma. Kritsnam karmam kritam yena. One who has completed all the activities. So finished. No more karma is waiting for him. No responsibility, no liability, nothing. He is free. That means he is free. He is a free man. One who is seeing activity in inactivity and inactivity in activity. We are working. We are running behind many things of the world. I want to reach there, I want to reach that. I got this, now I am working to get that. Always we are going. For what we are working to get this and that of this world, then of the other world. So we are assuming there are some other worlds, higher worlds, and more will be the degree of luxuries there. Enjoyments will be higher there, and I will reach them. So, to have a well-established life here, I have to work. And to get those worlds, I have to work more. That means work connected with this world and work connected with the other worlds. Always I am engaged. for a man of realization, he has realized Nastya Krita Krutena. With these doings, with these activities, you will not get what is above all karma. Because the state of absolute freedom is not a thing to be obtained by karma. What we are getting through karma will, of course, have an end. So it is not moksha. Moksha cannot be attained through activities. We can reach swargas, different worlds, many, many things. Things of this world and things of the other world. But moksha is not something to be attained through karmas. It is not obtainable. So one who is firmly established in this knowledge, what he is seeing? He is seeing perfect inactivity, inactivity. It is meaningless. So it is not my task. I'm not at all engaging in it. To make the mind calm, let people do upasanas, but one whose mind is established in perfect calmness, why should he work for that? One who has to have a perfect concentration or a state of dhyana, let them practice dharana and dhyana. Why should one who is well established with it? Let people do swadhyaya, study of shastras, Upanishads, for having that knowledge. But one who is well established in that knowledge, why should he go for Upanishads? So he is well established within. So in the midst of karma, he is seeing perfect akarma, inactivity. And so he is not at all doing anything. Naiva dharmi, nacha dharmi, nachaiva hi shubhashubhi. He is not doing any virtue, he is not doing any evil. He is above both. He is not doing dharma, he is not doing adharma. So what people consider as their karma, I am a brahmachari, so I have to do this. I am a grihastha, I have to do this. I am a vanaprastha, I have to do this. I am a sannyasi, I have to do this. All these are irrelevant for him, immaterial for him. So he is saying perfect inactivity, inactivity. So he is not going for that. And what people consider as inactivity, in that realm, he is fully engaged. What is that? The self. He is well established in that. That is his activity. Being established in the self. That is a field which is which common people are considering as inactivity. But being established in oneself is his activity. Akarmani karma. So he is saying this. One who has this vision with him, for him there is nothing to be done. Kripsna karma. And he is yukta, well established to be there. He is the most intelligent one. In many, many ways we can comment this particular shloka. But this is the main aspect. If we understand this rightly, we can give many more elaborations. Sitting on this point, we can elaborate this shloka. But this is the vision. So this vision is external. And actually this vision is the end of Vedanta, being established in oneself. Karmanya karmaya pashyet akarmani cha karmaya sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yuktaha kritsna karma. Similar shloka comes in the second chapter. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. Ya nisha sarva bhutani. What is night for all beings? Tasyam. In that night, jagarti samyami. A man of perfect control, or one who has attained that absolute control, he is waking there. He is sitting awake. Yasyam jagrati bhutani, in which all the beings are active. Sa nisha, that is night. For pashyato munehe, for that muni who is seeing well. That is for a seer, for the seer of truth. It is perfect night. So day for a common man is night for the seer, and day for the seer is the night for a common man. Vision is different, attitude is different. Namaste.
Swamiji, here the seeing the agarmani karma and karmani akarma, both are talking about the vijnani only.
Yeah. Because this is the highest vision. This is the highest vision. And Bhagavan himself says, Yuktaha, he is Yukta. And Buddhiman Manusheshu. And above all, he is Kritsna Karma. He has done all the karma he has to do. There is nothing more remains for him. So that means he has crossed the field of karma. There is no responsibility for him, no more liabilities, nothing. That means he is free. Who is free? Man of perfect knowledge is free. And therefore, this sloka refers to a man of perfect knowledge, Vijnana. So this is the state of a Vijnana. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji. We only have a few more minutes. So I just had one question. I've heard in multiple lectures that with the last shloka ending in mama and the Bhagavad Gita first shloka starting with dharma, the significance of that and the whole Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. See, when we study a text, what is the message conveyed through that? To understand that message, there are many ways. One first important way is with what that piece of teaching starts and where it ends. Here, Bhagavad Gita starts with the word dharma. And the last word is mama. Yatra yogeshwara krishna, yatra partho dhanurdharaha, tatra shri vijayo bhutihi, dhruvani tirmatir mama. That is the last shloka. So beginning word is, this is the starting, dharma, and the end is mama. Mama means my. So what is mama dharma? My dharma. Realize one's own dharma. Actually, we do know that, what is my dharma. But many coverings are coming and covering our own intellect and mind, just like clouds covering the sun. Many waves come. And even though we know what is my dharma, that knowledge is not working. It is not coming out. And we will commit all nonsense, all mistakes. So here Gita is making us remember again, what is my dharma? Of course, that's the message of Gita. Then comes the question is that is it the ultimate message of Gita? No. That we will see later. Because when we enter into the teaching section, we will begin with the word Ashocyan Anvashochastu Prajna Vadamscha Bhashase. That is the beginning. And the end is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Mahashuchaha. So there it is beginning with Ashocyan and ending with Mahashucha, the same word. Grieve not, lament not, be happy. So ultimate happiness, getting rid of all sorrows. That is the message of the teaching of Gita. But as a text, Bhagavad Gita, the main message is Mama Dharma. There is no doubt in that. So both these we have to keep in mind. From one angle, Gita is teaching what our dharma is. It is a Dharma Shastra. It is not working as a smriti which explains what your dharma is. But Gita is pointing how you should do your dharma. The inner secrets of dharma that Gita teaches. So Mama Dharma is the broad message of Gita. Namaste. Now we will conclude today. We can continue in our next sitting. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.